All right, so in this exercise, we are going to digitize crop fields that are under center pivots near Mlungushi University. And if you remember, we performed this exercise in class. Now, for the sake of those who did not follow the exercise closely, you'll have an opportunity to go through this exercise step by step. Okay? So like I mentioned in class, the first thing that you need to do is, first of all, you need to have an idea of the crop types that you are going to be looking at. Okay, and then you assign these crop types IDs. For instance, we will have wheat will be assigned ID1, soybeans ID2, and maize will have ID3. So these fields is hypothetical how we're going to do it. These are not exact, as in exact crops growing under those, in those fields. Okay, so the first thing you do is perform some project settings. Go to project, then properties. Choose the coordinate reference system that you'll be working with. In this case, we'll be dealing with EPSG 4326 WGS 84, and we click on apply. Then in the general properties, we will be dealing with meters, and the unit for area measurement is going to be in hectares, like we did in class. Okay, the map units in degrees. So please pay attention to this. The map units are in degrees. Okay, then we click on apply. You can also give the project title and also save the project home. Okay. Okay, this is a directory. This is a folder where I'll be working from. Okay, you can click on apply. Click on OK. Rather on apply, and we close the window there. Then ensure that here in the bottom right corner, ensure that the coordinate reference system that is indicated here is the same as what you indicated in the properties when you're setting up the properties. Okay, yeah, ensure that it's the same as what you did. Okay, what you did earlier on. And again, we need to enable the snapping options, since we'll be performing some digitizing work. So we click on snipping properties, and we enable the snapping properties, and we enable the snapping functions. And we are going to apply these settings to all layers, and then this will involve the topological editing, and we're not going to allow overlap. Like I mentioned in class, there are consequences for having our our polygons overlap, because this is we're going to create to extract the area for our crop fields, and this might give us wrong information about each particular crop. So we avoid overlap on active layer, and these other settings, we leave them the way they are. And then we bring in the base map that you're going to work with. If you don't have the XYZ towers here, which shows the Google Satellite Hybrid, HCMC1 map, and OpenStreetMap. If you don't have these here, this is why we downloaded, or rather we installed the HCM GIS plugin. So we click on the HCM plugin, and we go to base maps, and we use the Google Satellite or Google Satellite Hybrid. Kindly ensure that you're connected to the internet, and then we zoom into where Mlongush University is. It's in Kabwe, somewhere here. Okay. So we are interested in digitizing these crop fields under center pivots. Now you can zoom in as much as you want, but for the sake of this exercise, we will zoom in up to this point. Okay. So then, to begin, we have to create a blank shapefile, and to do that, we go to the menu toolbar, and we come to the layer, then we come to create layer, new shapefile layer. We have to save the shapefile, and so we have to specify where we are saving this shapefile. Remember, I told you to create a working folder on your desktop. Okay, so I have my working folder on the desktop, and I'm going to create another folder in the main folder. This is a subfolder which I'm going to label shapefiles, and in this folder I'm going to save the irrigated crop. Okay, now the file encoding, leave it at UTF-8, and then the geometry type, like I mentioned in class, is supposed to be polygon. And then the coordinate reference system, ensure that it's the same as in when you are doing your property settings. Okay, here the field name, we're going to give it crop type, just say crop type, and the type is going to be a text. So in this case, it's a string, and the length is 80. But I mentioned in class that you can, I think, go up to about 100, depending on what you want to write or how you want to describe the crop type. Then we add to the fields list. Click on add to fields list. Once that is done, then you can click on OK. So we have created a blank shapefile. You can check it. There's nothing there. It's blank. Now we can start digitizing our irrigated crop fields. So then what we do is we highlight, so we click on the shapefile that we've created, and then we go to the toggle editing tool, or toggle editing activator, or rather the editing activator, which is the toggle editing. We click there, and we come to here where it says add polygon feature. We click there, and then in this version of ArcGIS, you can decide how you're going to digitize, or what how you want to digitize this feature. In our case, we want to digitize the shape. In this case, it's a circular shape. We click there. And then what you do is click, left click on the boundary here, the boundary of the field. Okay, once you left click there, then you drag the cursor down. You see that it begins to cover the area that we're interested in. Once this is fully covered and we are comfortable with how the entire area has been covered, we right click. Now remember here we had given IDs to the crop types. So for instance, this field is a wheat field, or a wheat field. So we can go back to our crop type IDs. So wheat is ID 1 here. So here in our box there, we enter 1, and the crop type is wheat. Ensure that this is spelled the same when it comes to the other wheat fields. Okay, click on OK. We have that one there. If this field is also a wheat field, go to the boundary, and by the way, we already enabled the snapping options, meaning, and we indicated that we don't want an overlap. So there's not going to be an overlap here. So we can click there and just drag it down and ensure that it covers the entire area that we're interested in. And right click. The ID is 1 and the crop is wheat. Okay, so we're going to do this to all the fields, and if this field is a soybeans field, we do the same as we did with the first field. We left click and then drag the cursor down. When we are sure we are in the, we have captured the entire field, we right click, give it the ID 2. It's a soya field, so soybeans. Click OK. We do the same. The next field. So if this field is maize, left click, drag down. You've covered the entire area, crop field, right click, ID 3, and it's maize. Click OK. We go to the next farm or the next fields. We do the same. Okay, so this one. We soybeans. This one is maize. Okay, so once we have digitized all the fields, just have to make sure that you digitize all the fields. Okay, so once we have digitized all the fields, we can save our work. Okay, let's check if there's an overlap there. Sorry about that. Okay, so then we save our work. We click on the save layer edits, and then to stop editing, we click on the toggle editing, and we stop our editing. So our work has been saved. Now to just check what we have done, we open the attribute table by right-clicking on the layer and then open attribute table. We see that we have information now in the shapefile with our ID there and also the crop type. Okay, like I mentioned in class, if we want to know the area for each field, we simply click on open field calculator, and then the output field name here is area in hectare, in hectares or in hectare. Then here it's supposed to be decimal number. I explained in class why. Okay, and then we come here where it says feature geometry ID row number. Come here and we come to geometry, and we pick this area with the $sign in front. We double click and you have it appear here, and once you do that, then you click on apply. Okay, field area created successfully. So then we can close this, come out, and you see that area per each of the fields that we digitized has been included. So we save and we get out of the editing mode and we close it. Okay, so we can check the distribution of the crops in terms of the fields by right-clicking there, then go to properties, symbology, we go to categorized, and then we're going to use the crop type to categorize our fields, then we select the random color there, and then we click on classify. We can remove this part simply by highlighting it and then using this red minus sign here to delete, and we have it removed. And we click on apply and okay. So we see the distribution of our crops, our crop fields in this area that we are looking at. Okay, you can you can see that we have 3 colors here, and each of these colors is representing a crop type. And we have maize here, soybeans, and wheat. Okay, now if you want to export the area per crop to an Excel sheet or CSV form file, simply highlight the layer that we've created and then right click and go to export, save feature as, and then here you choose the comma separated value, that is CSV. Okay, here the file name where we're going to save this, going to save it in our working folder, and we open and create a new folder and label it prop statistics. And we save the file, irrigated crop stats, save. Ensure that you've correctly placed your file to the right folder. After that, you don't need to do any other thing except to click on OK. And then we can check if we have successfully exported this as CSV file. Click there, and we can open. I have to remove it first from there. We can open a CSV file. Okay, it's here. So we have in CSV file the crop type and the area. So if we want to separate these, which are interested in getting the stats for each crop, we come to the sort and filter, and we click on filter, and then we want to sort by crop type. So we click here and check and select all, and then we start with maize. Click on OK. So we've just remained with maize, so we can copy this and paste it here. And again, we can check maize and check soybeans. Okay. Copy. And we paste here. Can we check and check soybeans and go to wheat? Click on OK. We have wheat. And we paste it here. So now we can have the total area for each group type. Simply go to auto sum. Okay, we have the area there. Then we go to soybeans, auto sum, and wheat. Simply click on auto sum. So then we have crop and total area. So we have that. Which is maize. Soybeans. Wheat. So you can actually produce a graph for this and share with your supervisors or share with those that are interested in knowing the crop distribution in a given area. Okay, so in this case, we can either use a pie chart or you can use a bar chart. So in this case, let's just go. Column and you can add your axis. This area. You can save this and share with those that are interested. Okay, you save it as a picture, then you can check if you have saved it correctly. Okay. Oh, here you are. So you can share this with your supervisor. You can tell them that in this camp, in Lunga camp, as at 30th September 2024, we had about 160 hectares of maize, 210 hectares of soybeans, and about 200 hectares of wheat. Okay, you've provided the information. Maybe, of course, you might need to go and do the validation in the field. Then, like I mentioned in class, you can use also irrigat to just have a look at the fields that are actually under irrigation. Okay, so you'll be able to ascertain whether that field is being utilized at that particular time or in that particular period, or it's dormant, it's not being utilized. So then you can digitize the areas that are under irrigation as at that particular time, or at that given period that you're looking at. But if you're just interested in knowing the areas that are used for irrigated crop production or are used under center pivots, you can basically do that. Digitize the areas that you are seeing on the Google Earth image. Then you can also use Google Satellite, Google Earth, and then go to the month that you are interested in, and then you should be able to digitize the areas of your interest. Okay, so that's it. That's it for now. Then we'll be able to show you how to now produce a map after you finished digitizing. But you can also label this. So by simply double clicking on the layer that you created and come to labels and single labels, then do you want to know the hectareage or the crop type? But you already know the crop type, so by looking at the legend there, but we want to know the area for each field. So we click on area, and maybe we can put this in white, change the color to white, and then also the size, and then we click on apply and OK. So then you can see the hectareage for each of the fields, and without going in the field, you can have a rough idea of the area that is under each of the center pivots, or the area for each crop type. That is if you have been able to identify the crop type using satellite imagery. Actually, if you are using Google Earth or irrigat, you can still verify some of these aspects. You know how wheat is planted and how the leaf structure is. You should be able to identify wheat easily. Also maize, you should be able to differentiate rather between the three crops, and you can tell that probably this is wheat, this is maize, and this is soybeans. Okay, so for today, that's it. In the next video, we'll show you how to make a map, okay, from the work that you would have done. So for now, thank you.